Hey, Bone Wars players, we have our first ever case in the spotlight. This first one is the Destruction Case. It has Blue Spider, Backbone, Red Eagle, Bad Bone, Chicken Bone, Dream Bone, Rebone, Break Bone, and Lucky Bone. Now the strategy of this is to get the opponent's total as low as possible, and it has a lot of strengths. It has great round control. The opponent is usually helpless against it. It has a good number of perfect 25 bonuses you'll receive, and many quick wins with the Blue Spider. Now the weaknesses, you have to be careful in turn 2, as you can occasionally bust. And if opponent adds to your total late game, that can be disastrous as well. Your expected win percentage when played correctly is about 90%. And the best win streak we've seen with this case is 20 in a row. Your turn 1. You may be asking why in this Destruction Case I'm using the Blue Spider. It's a good filler bone that early and can give you plenty of quick victories. If you want to put Backbone in Phase 2 to give it support, you'll win about 20% of your games in turn 1. In this game, I have Backbone behind Red Eagle to double up on the great effect for early game. I always want my opponent to go first for that better chance at a Blue Spider win. And if opponent has 4 or higher, I'll remove that one. Otherwise, I'll remove one of their future bones with Red Eagle. If your total is too high, you can also decide whether or not to use Backbone to better prepare yourself for turn 2. Now in turn 2, if you haven't won yet with Blue Spider, you should at least be way ahead. This is where you're really going to pile it on. If you use Bad Bone and Chicken Bone and Dream Bone, if it hits, you can put the game away. Now at the end of turn 2, if your total is 20 or less, you'll always go to turn 3. If you're at 21 or more, you're only going to go to turn 3 if your opponent is winning. Being at 19 or 20 is the ideal total here. When you're in turn 3, you'll use Rebone to get to as close to 25 as possible. Then depending on your score, you can use Breakbone or not, that's up to you. And of course Lazy Bone to finish it off for good measure if necessary. Either way, winning games with scores like 24 to 10 are common with this case. Just be careful if your opponent might have something like Power Bone in turn 3. There's nothing worse than having a perfect 25 game going and then they bust you to 28 at the very last. So, the overall rating of this case is a 4.5 out of 5. It's really amazing. It's nearly flawless, and you're going to win a lot of games with it.